Hi guys, it's Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, and I'm here to do my TBR for the Reading Rush. So this used to be the Booktube-a-thon and now it has been rebranded as the Reading Rush, and it takes place from July 22nd to the 29th, and I will leave all the details about that below. So I'm really excited to read this. I've always loved the Booktube-a-thon readathon, so I'm really excited to be taking part in this one. It should be a lot of fun. So there are challenges along with this readathon as always, and I'm going to tell you what the books I've chosen for each challenge is. So the first book is to read a book with purple on the cover, and I'm going to read a book called Shattermoon by Dominic Dully. This is a book I have back in my other house where I rent, but it has a beautiful purple cover on it. This is a sci-fi novel. So there's a lot going on with this book that I'm not really sure how to explain, because obviously I haven't read it, so I'm not 100% sure what it is about, but it's obviously set in this sci-fi world. It is set around spaceships, and this girl, I think, whose father is kind of a con man and kind of runs all these different heists, and I think it's something around where something goes wrong, and then this girl called Ori, or I think it's a woman or a girl called Ori, and she kind of has to, I don't know, try and figure things out, but it's something to do along the lines of space pirates, and that just sounds really, really interesting. So that is something that I definitely want to be reading about. So this is one that I've had on my shelf for quite a while. I received the book in exchange for an honest review from the publishers, which is Joe Fletcher Books, and I'm excited to finally get around to it, because I do actually have the sequel as well. I think it's called Morhellion. Yeah, it's over there, so I can kind of see it. So yeah, Morhellion, so I'll be able to get onto that as quick as I can if I do like the first book. Second challenge is to read a book in the same spot. So obviously I don't actually have a specific book for this, but I will try and see if I do manage to do that. I will see, maybe I'll be able to choose a short one. The third challenge is to read a book you meant to read last year, and I'm going to go for The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Mary Ann Schaefer and Annie Barrows, and this actually also fits in with the next challenge. Is to read an author's first book. So Mary Ann Schaefer wrote this book, and I think she died before it was actually published, so this was obviously her first and only book, and yeah, I've heard some really nice things about it. This also does have a movie, and one of the challenges in this as well is to read read a book and watch the movie adaptation, so I might be able to do that with this book, but I also have another book that also has a movie with this in this readathon as well, so I'll tell you about that one in a minute. But this one is set in World War II, and it is about this woman who, I think she writes letters to someone in Guernsey during World War II, and I'm not sure if it's like a kind of romantic or just one of those books for book lovers kind of things. I think it's all written in letter format, which is also really interesting. Will probably be quite fast to read. It's quite a short book, as you can see, so I'm looking forward to reading this and watching the movie as well. I think the movie is on Netflix. I hope it's on Netflix, because then that'll make it very easy for me to read this. Next book is to read a book with a non-human main character, and this one also fits in with for the watch a movie adaptation of a book as well. I'm going for A Dog's Way Home by W. Bruce Cameron. If people don't know who W. Bruce Cameron is, he wrote A Dog's Purpose and A Dog's Journey, both of which I've read and absolutely adored. Yeah, so this is a novel about a dog called Bella, who braves 400 miles of dangerous Colorado wilderness to basically get home and to reunite with her owner. And it reminds me kind of like a book version of Homeward Bound. If anyone knew that Disney movie when we were younger, I adored that movie. So it reminds me a little bit of this. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this and getting some doggy goodness, because I love the way W. Bruce Cameron writes dogs. It's my favourite type of narrator, or dog narrator, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. I think this will be a really good one. And the last challenge I have a book set out for is to read a book that has 5 or more words in the title. And I'm going to read The City in the Middle of the Night by Charlie Jane Anders. Again, this is kind of a sci-fi dystopian novel. Not 100% sure exactly what it is about, but it is something to do with where time, like night and day, is controlled, I think, by the government. Like, it could be interesting. I think it's one of those ones that people either love or hate, so it might be very interesting for me to read to see what category I fall into for that. But it does have a beautiful cover as well. I do have the physical copy of it, but just not here in my other house, so yes, I will be reading that as well during the week. So that's everything I'm planning to read. Please let me know what you guys are reading, if you're reading any of the same books I am, or if you've read any of these. I would love to know, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.